W's.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Chapter, Medicare Guidance Simplified.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, usually when I'm on the air on Mondays, I come in and I say, thank God it's Monday, because honestly, I love doing what I do. But I got to tell you, today, I kind of am really glad it's Friday. You know why? Because I'm going to the beach. I'm going to Rehoboth Beach, ladies and gentlemen, doing a big appearance up there at WGMD, one of our awesome affiliate stations, and I'm going to take it all in, baby. I'm going to take it all in. Don't worry, I won't take my shirt off and ride around on a camel like Carol Swalwell. By the way, I look better than he does without a shirt on. My God, what is up with that? But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know if you knew this, but there's just a little bit of good news, today, and I can think of no better way to start the day than with your favorite jingle in the whole darn world. If I can get it to play. Here it is right here.
We love to win. Winning, so much winning. It's lots of winning.
Lots of winning.
It's oh so good.
Oh my God, can you believe it? The Iran has said that the Straits of Hormuz is open for business. What? I thought this was a quagmire. I thought it was a disaster. I thought it was awful and everything. CNN and all the letter networks have been saying that we're losing. We're losing. They said we're losing. They said we were losing. Donald Trump came up with the ultimate chess move. He blockaded Iran. And what did Iran do? They blinked. Oh, not only they blinked, they bent over. They bent over. President Donald Trump confirmed that Iran has finally opened the contested waters of the Strait of Hormuz to all commercial shipping traffic. In line with the ceasefire in Lebanon, the passage for all commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz is declared completely open for the remaining period of the ceasefire. There you go. The President of the United States doing exactly what we asked him to do and came up with an absolutely brilliant strategy, absolute countering anything that the Ayatollahs or the cardboard Ayatollah or the gay Ayatollah could come up with. And he rocked the blockade, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, the markets are up and oil is down.
A deal Iran refused to make. Swift action I had to take. We're gonna block around the clock tonight. The blockade has no end in sight. We're gonna block the Strait of Hormuz day and night.
Suck it, Democrats.
Ships we are not letting through. Communist China, that means you. We're gonna block around the clock for sure. It's more than they can endure. Around the blockade, there is no detour.
Obama would have sent them more cash.
If you try to cross the strait, then you will seal your fate. We're going to sink your ship to the ocean floor. You won't be sailing anymore. You're never, ever going to see the shore.
No, they're not, and it's open.
How long will this blockade last? Should surrender, do it faster. We'll keep blocking the Hormuz Strait. Soon it's gonna be too late. We're gonna block. You must not hesitate.
But the Democrats are gonna win the midterms because, well, they're actually, no, they're not. No, they're not. Oh, here you go. This is some truths from the President of the United States, who retruthed me, by the way, last weekend a couple of times. Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all sea mines. They're getting rid of them. Sea mines, not Siemens. That's something completely different. Eric Swalwell. Iran has agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. It will no longer be used as a weapon against the world. DJT, baby. Truth Social. Here's another Truth Social from the Prezi. The United States will get all nuclear dust created by our great 52 or B-52 bombers, B-2 bombers, not B-52. No money will exchange hands in any way like it did with Barack Obama and Joe Biden. The deal is in no way subject to Lebanon either, but the USA separately will work with Lebanon and deal with Hezbollah situation in an appropriate manner. So there you go. And then also, by the way, celebrations in Lebanon as a ceasefire with Israel goes into effect, and Trump hails historic peace effort with Iran. Good things are happening. Good things are happening, despite the left and the media and all of the Democrats saying from day one when this started just 7 weeks ago, saying that it was an absolute failure. On day number one, when we killed the Ayatollah, day number one, on the first day, we killed the Ayatollah. We vaporized him. And Chris Murphy said that it was a disaster. And they've been caterwauling, and they've been whining, and they've been condemning, and they've never said anything good about the operation or our soldiers or the historic nature of this glorious, glorious conflict that is going to bring freedom to Iran, for God's sake. Something that we've dreamed about certainly all of my adult life. I think I was in middle school when the Ayatollah took over. So it kind of sucks to be you, Democrats. Kind of sucks to be you. Here is Ted Cruz talking about what we've managed to do in just 7 weeks.
Iran has spent 40 years building its military. It took us 39 days to destroy.
I know. They waged war on us for 47 years, resulted in countless American deaths and many, many injuries because of roadside bombs that were created by the Iranians.
The entirety, their ballistic missiles gone, their ballistic missile manufacturing capability gone, their drones and drone manufacturing gone, their Air Force gone, their Navy gone, their air defenses gone, the Ayatollah gone, virtually every senior military leader gone.
Yeah.
It is an unprecedented military defeat. If we see a government in Iran that is not run by Islamists who hate America, who chant death to America, who fund terrorists who are murdering Americans, if we see a government that wants to be friends with America, it will make this country massively safer. That's why President Trump is doing this.
And it never needed to happen. All it took was a president with some balls. All it took was a president who said, we don't have to deal with this anymore. The world doesn't have to deal with this nonsense. The world doesn't need to be held hostage by these animals anymore, by these savages. Oh, yeah, MS now. You can't call the Iranian regime savages. That's racist. They're savages. And the world has lived in their shadow for 47 years, and now the clouds are beginning to part. Unbelievable. Here is Ted Cruz talking about why they have agreed to open the Straits of Hormuz forever.
It's putting enormous pressure on Iran. Iran's economy is in free fall. They're not able to export their oil, which means their revenue has dried up. It also means they can't bring in new material, new weapons, and they're facing a reality that within just over a week, they're going to have to shut in production. They're going to have to cap off production. And when you do that, water ends up coming into the production, and you end up with...
By the way, the blockade hasn't stopped yet. We haven't decided to do that yet.
Much lower oil production than you would have otherwise. So shutting in production is a major negative step.
Yeah.
And this blockade is putting massive pressure on Iran. It's putting some pressure on Europe, and it's putting massive pressure on China.
Even old CNN, who said that it was a disaster, who said that we were in a quagmire a week ago, even said that we lost. That's how sick these people are. That's how sick these people are. Said we actually lost. The U.S. military was losing. Then said they didn't trust our generals. Didn't trust CENTCOM with the estimate that we destroyed 95% of their missile capability to launch them. They can't build them anymore. They've lied about everything. They said that we trust the mullahs more. That's what CNN said. Here's CNN admitting the blockade worked.
I think the blockade on Iranian ports, was a smart play, Casey, because the Iranians believe their leverage is the increasing economic pressure on the world and particularly on President Trump. That is what they believe. And time is on their side. And to flip the script and say, actually, if you're going to shut the Strait of Hormuz, you're not going to benefit. Your ships are not going to get out. That is going to bite the Iranians. And if it goes...
Oh, yeah, bit them right in the old, tuckus, the tuckus. Oil prices are down $90. Gas prices are going to come. CNN can't stand it. Here's Scott Jennings swimming in a sea of idiot minds. You know, they really need to do some idiot mining. I mean, they obviously already did some idiot mining in the CNN newsroom, but Scott Jennings has to swim through those idiots. And here they are not admitting that what we've done is great, even though it's great.
There's a blockade, yes, and it's effective, but it's not benefiting the United States in terms of action.
It's absolutely absurd because we just destroyed a regime that has waged war on the United States and the rest of the world for 47 years.
Or any of our allies around the world.
If they succumb,
You better tell that to London and to Paris, because Iran had the ability to reach them with missiles and had enough nuclear material for 10 or 11 of them.
Where is the victory there, and how can this?
Can I ask you a question? Do you want us to win? Do you want us to defeat these people?
I always want the
No,
US
you don't.
to win.
Because it sounds to me like
I had a guest earlier this week on CNN who literally said, I'm really glad for what's happening in Iran. I just hate the fact that it's happening and Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu are going to get credit. That's how awful these people are.
For a bad outcome.
Could you define what win looks like?
Because all you can seem to do is define negativity.
What win looks like.
Here's what win looks like. These fanatics don't get a
She's going to try and filibuster. That's what Democrats do.
nuclear weapon. Period. Full stop. That's what
and freedom of dissent.
American people deserve to know why our troops are there. What is it?
We've been talking about it, because we ended their nuclear program. We ended their missile capability. We opened up the Straits of Hormuz. I can go on and on. You haven't been paying attention because you've had your nose in the New York Times or listening to NPR or just watching CNN. We kicked their butts. There you go. That's all you need to know. And the economy is roaring back. I got some unbelievable news on the stock market. Tony Kinnett from the Daily Signal is going to join us. We have a little surprise for you. Coming up. For the very first time, we're going to do something on this radio program. Okay? So, on that note, let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. If you are on Medicare or about to be, you could be overpaying right now and never know it. Here's why. Millions of seniors are in a plan that doesn't fit their needs. Because Medicare is complicated, many brokers just steer people into plans that pay them the most. That's absurd. That is so absurd, I decided to write a little slogan for it. Medicare sure ain't fair, and choosing a plan is a bear. Pick a plan with a broker if you dare, and you might end up with a scare. Okay, listen, it's a little rough. You need to know about Chapter. They're the only national advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. With Chapter, you'll see what a plan actually costs when you need it, not just the $0 some plans advertise. Your doctors are covered and your prescriptions are too. You'll have confidence you have the coverage you need. A call with Chapter is free, takes about 20 minutes. If you're turning 65 or are already on Medicare, call 27 Medicare. Again, that's 27 MEDICARE. Call 27 Medicare today.
Two girls that Swalwell groped before. They say there's 50, maybe more. It's a sordid tale. Eric should be in jail for all the girls he groped before. It finally forced his resignation. He left the Congress in disgrace. And now we have an explanation why female staffers carried mace. To all the girls that he attacked, and to the women who fought back, Swalwell needs to pay. Arrest Eric today for all the girls that he attacked. To all the years that he should serve, a prison stay he does deserve.
This fall, you're invited to experience Washington, D.C. in a truly unforgettable way with me, Rob Carson, and other Newsmax listeners. Imagine strolling through our nation's capital as America celebrates 250 years and seeing history come alive with an expert guide. Together, we'll tour the White House Visitor Center, step into the halls of democracy with a guided tour of the U.S. Capitol building, visit Arlington National Cemetery and the changing of the guard, stand in awe before the towering figure of President Abraham Lincoln, and take in the beauty of D.C.'s legendary memorials with a special nighttime illumination tour. Our adventure includes premium hotel accommodations for 4 nights in the heart of D.C., in addition to 6 meals, ground transportation, guides, and gratuities. Space is limited, so don't wait. Visit travelwithrob.net to book your D.C. getaway today, or give our friends at Cruise and Tour a call at 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131, or travelwithrob.net.
WCBM.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
The blockade has been incredible. It's held. They're not doing any business. They're unable to do any business because of the blockade. And so the combination of having no Navy, having no Air Force, having no anti-aircraft equipment, they have nothing. Everything is gone, including their leaders. Now they have a new set of leaders, and we find them very reasonable.
As we started this blockade, there were 7 ships of interest that were of concern for U.S. Central Command.
This is Raisin Cane.
2 hours and 40 minutes into the blockade as attempted blockade runners attempt to hop the line. And immediately these runners began to see, sense, and feel America's combat power compressing upon them. We're now 24 hours plus into the blockade. You can see the turning around of multiple ships.
And now the Straits of Hormuz is open. Strait of Hormuz, whatever you want to call it. Could be 2 of them. Could be 3. I have no idea. But the Strait of Hormuz is open. Iran has capitulated, and Iran is on the verge of absolute surrender. So there you go. There you go. It just took a president who wanted to end this nonsense in the world, honestly. And there's a point where you don't have to live this way. We don't have to live this anyway. We don't have to deal with this anymore. And somebody's got to step forward and tell these thugs that we aren't going to live in the shadow of terror around the world anymore. We're done with this nonsense. We need to do the same thing in the United States with all these leftist protesters out protesting and supporting Hamas and burning cities and protesting ICE and trying to run over with cars. Sooner or later, they're going to have to get a spanking because we really don't need to live this way anymore. We don't need to put up with their crap anymore. Here is Pete Hegseth and Raisin Cane talking about what it took to shut down Iran.
The United States Navy controls the traffic going in and out of the strait because we have real assets and real capabilities. Yeah. And we're doing this blockade, performing it with less than 10% of America's naval.
I know, it's like your fingernail. That's all we needed.
Power.
Over 500 feet long, they displace 9,000 tons.
He's talking about U.S. destroyers.
And it is the sports car of the United States Navy. Wow. They stand nearly 10 stories tall, and their 4 gas turbine engines can drive the ship at 30-plus knots.
Wow.
These ships are armed to the teeth with surface-to-air missiles, land attack cruise missiles, anti-ship missiles, anti-submarine rockets, torpedoes, 5-inch naval guns, multiple electronic warfare systems, embarked helicopters, extending the reach and capability of each and every one of them.
We should be proud of our military, and if you're not, honestly, what the hell's wrong with you? There you go. Oh, one other note for the president. Iran's giving up their nukes.
Very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bombers. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positive.
There you go. And, of course, the economy is roaring back. The S&P 500 smashed another record, signaling the markets believe Trump that the Iran conflict is ending. And if I'm not mistaken, the president set out 4 to 6 weeks-ish. You know, there you go. S&P futures, NASDAQ 100 futures, Dow Jones futures are all pointing upward early in the day. People are getting massive tax refunds because of no tax on tips, being able to write off the interest on your American-made car loan, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security earnings. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. This is why the Democrat Party is going to get keel-hauled in the midterms, because there's no reason to vote for them, because they're awful, awful, awful people. Here is the president of the United States. Let me find it here real quick. The president of the United States talking about where we were about a year and a half ago versus where we are now.
In history, in 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were dead and crippled.
Yeah, we had men running the, women, no. We had men who wore skirts in charge of parts of the military. We had military recruiting in the absolute toilet because it was woke. Since Donald Trump has become the president, we've gotten rid of a drug lord and communist leader of Venezuela. Now the Venezuelan people are starting to breathe free air. Cuba is on the cusp of collapse, and Iran is no longer a threat to the free world as a nuclear threat or a terrorist threat with its proxies. Oh, yeah, we also won the men's and women's hockey gold at the U.S. Olympics. Let's see what else. We said that NASA was dead under Joe Biden. The Democrats had killed it. They weren't doing anything. And Donald Trump gave them lots of money. And we had our astronauts go on the other side of the moon for the first time. We visited the moon for the first time since we played golf on it 47 years ago.
Country after the last administration.
Other than that, nothing really much has happened this year.
And made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it.
Yeah, and shame on those who would just be counter Donald Trump, no matter how good what he does is for the world. You go out and you've been throwing a temper tantrum for a decade. You've had your idiotic Elon Musk as a Nazi protest because you didn't want to have your government the graft and corruption exposed. Now we're discovering it's to the tune of trillions of dollars. And so you changed it to no kings. And then you protest when Maduro was taken down. You said that when he blew up the drug boats that were bringing in all sorts of drugs to kill hundreds of thousands of Americans, that they were fishermen. I mean, I'm just so done with your nonsense. Just so done. So done. And I told you, what do we got to do? Overwhelm them with joy, patriotism, and faith. That's what it's all about. Have you signed up for Birch Gold's Learn and Earn event? It's coming up at the end of it's over at the end of the month. April 30th is when it ends. A lot of times when you go with, investment companies and whatnot, they'll try to sell you. They'll pressure you. Birch Gold knows that the best customers are customers that are educated, or if you're a Democrat, edumacated. So I need you to sign up for Birch Gold's Learn and Earn event. Just text my name, Rob, to 989898. That's Rob to 989898. They're going to give you lots of information on what you need to know before you pull the trigger on precious metals. I know. That's why Birch Gold has my money. And you can earn free silver, among other things. Again, text my name, Rob to 989898. That's Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold's Learn and Earn event. It ends at the end of the month. And guys, it's already the 17th, so get on it, will you? I think you'll enjoy the conversation. I really do. I think you'll enjoy the online knowledge you're going to gain there. So Learn and Earn. Rob Carson, I should say, text Rob to 989898. Tony Kinnett from the Daily Signal joins us next. Always a great, unusual suspect on a Friday. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat-wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ethos. I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I want the best for my kids. Both of my kids got kind of kicked in the teeth from COVID protocols. My son missed 2 years of college, my daughter high school. A good deal of their lives will be spent making up for time away from classes and friends. When I'm gone, I want them to be able to live a great life and have kids. That's why I have life insurance. This is why you need to purchase life insurance from Ethos. Ethos helps provide financial security. Ethos protects your loved ones. In as little as 10 minutes, you can have life insurance. For me, it was almost instant. All you have to do is answer a few health questions online to get the ball rolling. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes. Go to ethos.com/Newsmax. That's the code, ethos.com/Newsmax. Application times and rates may vary. That's ethos.com/Newsmax. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed. It is the Rob Carson Show, and by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. We have a group of outstanding individuals who, for some reason, have decided they want to be a part of this show every Friday. One of them is from the Daily Signal, is Tony Kinnett. He is brilliant. He also does a radio program and podcast from the heart of America in lovely Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, we were supposed to be trying something today, and this is either going to work or it's not going to work. We are going to try and get Tony for the first time on the live stream on camera. So we're going to see how this works. Tony, are you there?
Oh, I'm all kinds of here, my dude.
You are all kinds of here. Oh, my goodness, this sounds so good. There you are. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing Rob Carson Show history. Tony Kinnett, our first on-camera guest. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's great to have you on. This is very exciting. And I'll just be honest. We wanted you to be the guy. We wanted you to be the first guy. So there you go. And, yeah, I know it's hard to compete with his face. But
we some of us do what we can, and those who can't teach, and that was me. So.
There you go. You did. You teach. You did the opposite. You did the opposite. You could, so you don't teach anymore. That's the opposite. All right. Well, we got a lot of things. The Strait of Hormuz is open, and it's odd because I was pretty sure that we were in a quagmire. We had been defeated, and it was a disaster.
I mean, I was told it was going to be World War VI and Iraq and Afghanistan, and we were all going to die, and it was going to be terrible, all that. Yeah, no. It turns out Trump knew what he was doing. Again, shocked.
I know. S&P 500, NASDAQ, all that's up to record levels. You've got oil dropping to $90. The Democrat Party, for some reason, still thinks they're going to win the midterms. Now, I realize we should never take anything for granted. But all that they have to offer is anti-Trump, and I have been saying that all we need to do, we need to overwhelm them with joy and patriotism and faith, and all of those things are happening. All of those things are happening, and the Democrat Party is doing a death spiral into hell. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's pretty much precisely on point there. With the kind of idea from the Democrats here is that they are going to pitch, as we talked about over on our side of things last night. They're bringing back the LGBTQ plus 2IA 765 Jenny, call my number stuff. They're bringing socialism, Elizabeth Warren or Ro Khanna or Zoran Mamdani. We got that. It's time to nationalize insurance. Okay, that's it. That's all they have to the table. That's it. That's the whole pitch for 26.
Yeah, Zoran Mamdani is going to open a $30 million grocery store. It's going to take 3 years to open. What do you suppose that Aldi could do with $30 million?
Open up 6 stores, restock about 35 more.
I do know that this is important to you, and it's nice to know that all of these idiotic headlines that came out a week ago about the bullet not matching the gun that Charlie Kirk's assassin killed Charlie Kirk with. It proves today bullet fragment from Charlie Kirk's autopsy identified as the .30 cal that matches the rifle used by alleged assassin Tyler Robinson. This is more conspiracy theory nonsense that happened a couple of weeks ago. Candace Owens is on suicide watch today, I guess. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I mean, again, I'm so tired of pointing at the scoreboard and saying, oh, look, here we are. We're right again. Right over here, you can see the list of things that haven't been wrong about you as well. Here we are again. I was told that, oh, man, there's just no evidence. Egyptian Jewish fighter pilots magicking their way through Narnia somehow on a secret base. It's so just nonsensical and retarded. And again, they're fine. They want to chew on their elbows all they'd like. Go right ahead.
Candace Owens this week inferred that Erica Kirk and Elon Musk are either space aliens or robot hybrids. I'm not kidding. Did you see that?
No. See, I don't actually hallucinate and imbibe in the shrooms. And see, I don't have schizophrenia. My toasters don't talk to me. I don't get out there and claim Charlie talked to me in a dream. She's such an apostasy attention whore. It's so pathetic.
Oh yeah. Well, it's interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of things happening. I said when the election was happening, 80% of us believed the country was headed in the wrong direction. 80% of us could come together to save her. And I do believe that we, as rank and file Republicans and Democrats with common sense who love America, will come together to save the country. We could still be Democrats or Republicans. It's just the leadership that's got to go. And I like the fact that on the way, MAGA is shedding people like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. Do you think Megyn Kelly is lost?
Yes. Oh, completely. And also a former friend of both of ours, I believe, from conversations you and I have had previously. It's a waste, but I have said this for ages in my realm of things. Cause again, I'm a wee lad. I'm just 30. I look at some of my colleagues as well down on in my kind of the age range of things. We're also shedding a lot of that influencer group. And I say good riddance. I've been to some of the influencer conferences with them. They are just as self-obsessed and retarded as any other, like the Tucker Carlsons and the Megyn Kellys up in your collegiate range. So again, get rid of them. Just no thanks, goodbye. Let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it has to do with we are Walmart conservatives. They are Target. We are Kohl's. They are Macy's. There's a lot of that going on.
The elitist thing. Oh, okay.
Dude, 100%. Tucker Carlson, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, went to private school, is a trust fund baby. Megyn Kelly has been wealthy for, 30 years. She's been a belle of the ball, and she's not lived through the suffering that we have. They also haven't lived in flyover country. And I think a lot of that has to do with it. I think a lot of that has to do with they did not suffer through what we did. For instance, the last 10 years with being targeted, being shut down, Joe Biden's presidency, which impacted us financially far more than Megyn Kelly, far more than Tucker Carlson. They have no idea how bad those years made us suffer. So I think that it's nice to see the wheat being separated from the chaff. And I'm glad to see the movement shedding those people. I think it's great. I think you're dead on. I would kind of add one caveat here. I don't think it's just the elitism kind of thing, because Don Jr. came out to Shelbyville, Indiana, town 20 miles south of me, and he spoke and he addressed the fact that he was rich right up front. It's like, man, if grocery prices are getting bad and I'm noticing, it must be bad, and I appreciated it. I think that the truth of Megyn Kelly and Tucker, they fell for their own hype. And as soon as you fall for the hype that, man, everyone must be worshiping at your feet, that leads you down a really, really dark path. And that's where the flyover country, you and I, realizing we're just normal dudes and there's nothing super special. That kind of level-headed thinking, I'm serious, that's an immunity to a lot of the extra junk, knowing that there's nothing special. With regard to the Trump kids, they are well-grounded. True. Their father, he's made his mistakes in his past and all of that, but I'm going to tell you, to see him evolve, and I'm sure he was a great father, teaching them life lessons and teaching them to be humble and whatnot. And so I think they're very well grounded. I've got a lot of other stuff I want to cover. This is so cool. We got you on TV, man. And by the way, Tony's studio, like my studio, we both built them, except for he actually built the building. He built the entire building.
We have a little bit of fun.
Yes, we do. For me, 30 years of marriage and watching HGTV helped me do this. So, obviously, you know a few things about it. I want to talk about a Politico knew about Swalwell, dropped the story when he was going to run for president. Republicans could draw 19 more House seats after the Supreme Court ruling, and Sean Spicer is saying it's leaning towards the Republicans' favor, and they're freaking out on the left. We're going to cover all of that on the other side of the break with the one and only Tony Kinnett, Daily Signal, on camera, streaming live with us on the radio across the country on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere.
680 WCBM.
On this, I have been told by reliable sources that decision is done and that the minority is slow walking the dissent, so that states can't and states do not have time to redistrict ahead of it. But I have been told very reliably that the minority is slow walking that dissent.
All right, wait, hold on a second, because I don't think I've read that anywhere.
That is Sean Spicer, who I actually know, worked with Sean Spicer with Newsmax for a little while. Republicans could draw 19 more House seats after an upcoming Supreme Court ruling. Spicer said ruled in favor of Republicans and essentially handing the South to the Republican Party, getting rid of these voting districts drawn up just on race. Tony, have you heard much about this? Tony Kinnett from the Daily Signal.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit. Like a fair amount when we're talking about the Supreme Court case, the civil rights kind of act nonsense, where the voting rights specialty, little racially segregated voting districts.
Yeah.
I was kind of told growing up, learning about the civil rights movement, that that's really bad. It's really a bad thing to separate, voting districts based on somebody's color of their skin. So obviously this is a good thing for Republicans. It's a huge win, but it's not just a Republican win. It's a win for the country.
Yeah, I think so too. And the Democrat Party is doing everything they can to affect the midterms, other than, I don't know, coming up with policy that makes sense.
Yeah, well, while we're wishing for things, I'd really like a pony.
Yes, thank you very much. I think you look at this, you look at the combination of not only Harmeet Dillon cleaning up the voter rolls. You've also got Tom Fitton cleaning up the voter rolls. I believe there was a state the other day, 347. I think it was Colorado. 347 ineligible or dead voters cleared from the rolls. You've got Harmeet Dillon going after these states who have illegals on the voter rolls. You are defunding all these NGOs that have been paying illegals to live there and whatnot. This is going to be if the Democrat Party has to exist on ideas, they will not win. There's no way.
I think that what you're seeing right now is this weird kind of a blend between the corporate Democrat era that is dying out. And so all that's left is a bunch of socialist offerings, like nationalizing insurance, or we're going to go after ICE officers, like the first lesbian and chief district attorney up in Hennepin County said, and all that kind of stuff. Or the flip side would be all of these weird little voter mechanics that they've attempted, again, with like very specifically gerrymandered seats, whether we're talking about Illinois or the broader South. And once they don't have those, all that's left is the socialist stuff. They can't even criticize Trump because the midterm is all about economics, right? So if they don't even have something to counter the weaker points on kind of like the Trump economy moving into this year, which traditionally the corporate Democrats in the 90s and the aughts, they'd have something, even if they didn't mean it, they'd have it ready to go. So for me, at least here and now, I'm thinking, if you don't have that, what do you have? The answer is nothing. It's going to be a super low turnout election.
Yeah, and also all the successes of the Trump administration. I said we'd have to get the message out in a vacuum of good news on the mainstream media, and they have shown us that everything good that Donald Trump has done, and there is no doubt what he has done is good, shutting down the southern border, exposing fraud, the big beautiful bill, getting Maduro, taking down the Iran, and I mean, we can't even begin to recognize the profundity of what has happened with Iran. Your entire life, more than your life plus 17 years, we have suffered under the shadow of terror around the world. And Tony, you know what? There's a point where you just got to say, we don't have to live with this crap anymore. They aren't as big as they think they are. And Donald Trump, having cojones, comes in and says, I think we're done with this nonsense. And I think it's going to change everything. It's going to change everything.
It is, because what we've seen is the Abraham Accords effectively be brought into existence before we're even at the end of this entire procedure. So remember, the Abraham Accords, the idea that Israel, the United States, and other kind of secular countries around are going to be able to work with the Gulf countries, the other Muslim countries in the area. We have Israel sitting in the same room for the very first time with the Lebanese government,
yeah,
the rest of the Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain. which are now willingly sharing intelligence data with Israel and the United States. That's unreal. I mean, it's here. It is here now. Everything is going to be fundamentally different. No, it's truly, you can't say it wasn't telegraphed. The man's been talking about it for 47 years.
Exactly. Well, I said this was going to be probably one of the greatest, certainly greatest year for America in my lifetime, if not for the century, when you look at all of the great things that are happening. Eric Swalwell and Ruben Gallego, man, oh man. Anna Paulina Luna is now saying that, and also Kevin McCarthy saying that these guys used to like to go on congressional junkets, but leave the family at home and go to places that are known for sex trafficking, among other things. It sounds like both of them could be going to the Stony Lonesome.
My dude, have you seen the photos? I mean, them like riding shirtless on camels, and then like also either in Indonesia or Thailand. You know, Thailand, the land of cheap sex, bad decisions, and girls with wangs. I mean, it's kind of weird that they spent so much time together, and now the man is.
That was San Francisco. Hold on a second.
Have you seen that he's doing the Ruben Gallego's doing the wacky waving inflatable tube man dance whenever he's being asked questions? That man is more nervous than a stoned guy on season 1 of Cops.
I know he should be out in front of a car dealership on a Sunday. You know, anyway. Tony, that's going to do it for us today, my brother. Great to have you on. Great to have you as our first on-camera guest on the Rob Carson Show, which, by the way, and you already know this because I told you, number 10 in the country podcast for political commentary, number 42 for news. Where the hell did that come from? I don't even know, but we're glad to have you be a part of it. Tell everybody where they can find your awesome work.
You can find me over on the Tony Kinnett cast. That's youtube.com/Daily Signal. You search our stuff, you'll find us 7 p.m. Eastern every weeknight.
All right, brother. God bless you. Have a glorious weekend. Okay, we'll talk again soon. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. First guest. First one. And he's awesome. Oh, I see some people are going to come and see me this weekend. Going to come and see me in the Rehoboth area. Going to Georgetown. Truth be told, is going to Georgetown. I will buy my Don't Catch the Stupid t-shirt. And I will give him a hug from all of us. And I will give you a hug right back. All of you guys who want to come and see me this weekend, I will give you lots of hugs. And I'll throw in a free bumper sticker. I've got bumper stickers. So you buy a t-shirt from me, I'm going to give you a bumper sticker. How's that sound? I know, how very giving of me to give you something to promote my show. But the t-shirts are pretty cool. They are very cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. Let's see who's on YouTube. Dianette. Hello, Dianette. Hello, Merlin Wizard. What's going on? Glad to have you watching the show today and enjoying the show. The stream is awesome. The stream is absolutely excellent. Willard Clark. Hello. Hello, Gary McGovern. Thanks for joining me today. Tom K. Beck Hottenberry over on Rumbly Roo. On YouTube. Who's watching on YouTube? Prada Yupper Chat as always. Chris Schwab. Thanks for joining me, Dale Arsenault. And we got a lot of people watching over on Twitter. You guys don't like to get involved in the chat over there. Maybe you're busy. I have no idea what the hell that is. But anyway, glad to have you there watching the show. And wow, we did the first guest. That's pretty cool. Tony did a great job. Tony had so many lines in that. Really liked that. Loved it. The audio was clean and crisp. Seeing Rob's face in real time. Stellar. Oh, nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. It's time for me to talk. Here we go. Okay. 3:30. Okay. Rage Against the Machine. Here's Stephen A. Smith echoing something that I've said for a very long time. You Democrats have not had a choice for president in years.
That's Obama. This is the one thing that I have railed against the Democratic Party for a long time about. The Republicans constituent out there, give them credit for this. You put DeSantis, Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, or whomever in their face, and they said, the hell with all of you. We want him.
Boom.
As in Donald Trump. The Democratic Party, whether it was Hillary Rodham Clinton, whether it was Joe Biden, whether it was Kamala Harris, they said as a party, this is who we want to the voters. And we're picking your candidates for you. That is the difference that has hurt the Democratic Party. They haven't been about the people. And until they get back to being that, they ain't going to stand a chance against the right, because the people on the right are picking the candidates.
Now, you recall, Republicans, we've had to hold our nose and vote for years. George W. Bush, hold your nose. Mitt Romney, hold your nose. John McCain, hold your nose. Donald Trump changed that. Hillary Clinton, you didn't choose Hillary Clinton. You guys wanted Bernie Sanders. Then we move on, and you had Joe Biden. You didn't want Joe Biden, and you didn't want Kamala Harris. Take your party back. Take your party back, and then we can break bread again, and we can be civil, and we can love our country. We can be proud of it, because you should be proud of it, 100%. A lot of you have been requesting the brochure for our magnificent trip to Washington, D.C. I need you to pull the trigger and order your trip. Go to travelwithrob.net. It's coming up October 25th through the 29th. It's going to be the trip of a lifetime. If you've never been to Washington, D.C., I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm going to show you around. I'm going to be your ultimate tour guide, and we're going to drink it all in the 250th anniversary of our birth with Donald Trump as the president. You're going to go to the White House Visitor Center, which is about $1 billion, by the way, of your money. You might as well see it, right? Guided tour of the U.S. Capitol. Arlington National Cemetery, changing of the guard, stand in awe before a towering figure of Abraham Lincoln, taking the beauty of D.C.'s legendary memorials, the World War II, Vietnam veterans. I saw a veteran this morning. Walking out of church. I stopped in at church this morning. I know, it's crazy, right? And then I said, thank you for your service. And he said, thank you, Vietnam veteran. And we're going to take in all of those, going to take in the National Mall. The memorials are going to do a special nighttime illumination tour. All right, so it's 4 nights, 5 days, 6 meals, ground transportation, guides and gratuities, space limited. Don't wait. Travelwithrob.net. Travelwithrob.net, or you can write down this number, and I would encourage you to do it this weekend. I want you on board. 800-383-3131. 800-383-3131. That's travelwithrob.net. It's brought to you by our friends at Cruise and Tour. They've done an outstanding job putting this together. All right, so we've got so much coming up. Lots of Swalwell scumbaggery on the way, including some media malpractice. A major media outlet apparently knew all about this stuff. And by the way, apparently, Swalwell and his buddy Gallego like to do threesomes. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's members of Congress, a senator and a congressman. All of that's coming up on the Rob Carson Show on this glorious Friday. Don't go anywhere.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax. Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend, baby. I'm going to the beach. Going to Rehoboth. Yes, I am here, Brian. Brian, I am here. Okay, well, I am on. Can we have an issue with the audio? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Brian, are you there? We are having audio difficulties. Audio difficulties. Brian, I am on.
Oh, well. I'm in. 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 We're in. I'm 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 in. I am all in.
You guys get
Brian, I'm on.
opportunity to have someone very effective in a position of leadership.
Somebody who's capable, knowledgeable, experienced. There's no one more real than Eric Swalwell.
Oh, my God.
I'm in.
It's not on my end, Brian. Hello, are we on the air? We have a little technical difficulty right now. Are we on the air right now, Brian? Are you receiving me? Yeah. Okay. We are having a little bit of technical difficulty. We'll try to get to the situation. Remedy in a moment, as always. Whenever you have a technical difficulty involved in radio, generally it's like kind of standing on stage without your pants on, which for me normally would be embarrassing. But generally, with lots of life experience and whatnot, you're able to actually go past it. So I'm going to go ahead and play some satire.
Eric Swalwell's out, was forced to resign. He has disappeared, not a hopeful sign. Do you think he will flee? Flee the country? Where is Swalwell hiding out? 50 women accused Eric of abuse. That's why Democrats finally cut him loose. Not sure what it might mean that he hasn't been seen. Where is Swalwell hiding out? In LA, the DA would like to know if to jail Eric ought to go. He knows that he's toast, that's why he's been a ghost. Where is Swalwell hiding out? Democrats, it is known, we're quite
allegedly raped them. Yes. Let's go. Ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had a minor setback there, had some sort of disconnection. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show. Apologize for all of the issues. We have a few things going on. We got a bunch of balls in the air here, not unlike a party at Eric Swalwell's place. But we do have some things going on. We had our first on-camera guest last hour and whatnot. So I'll just go ahead and reset and say, by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Welcome to it. Thank you for joining us on this glorious Friday. I had mentioned earlier that I'm going to be in Rehoboth this weekend with our great anchor station, WGMD. I'm looking forward to meeting so many of you. I'll give you details on that appearance very shortly on the radio program. But there is much to get to this hour on the show. I have some good news here. The Democrat Party is convinced that Donald Trump is absolutely unpopular, that everybody hates him. Not the case at all. Basically, 100% of MAGA supporters still support Donald Trump. And here's the real bad news. This is Harry Enten. You know Harry Enten? He's the guy on CNN. He's the pollster, and he sounds like an old-time baseball announcer. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this. Donald Trump steps up to the plate. It turns out that Donald Trump is more popular in his second term than any president this century.
Trump actually has the best approval rating at this point in the second term of all of them. Donald Trump at 44%. Obama was under 40% at 39%. George W. Bush was way down there at 34%. So Donald Trump is beating other presidents this century.
How is that possible? He's Hitler. Donald Trump is Hitler. He's a fascist. He's a MAGA fascist enemy of democracy. He's a white supremacist.
At this point in their second term, beating all of them.
He's a king. He is trying to rule like a king.
And therefore, as I said,
how in the world does Donald Trump have these numbers higher than George Bush and Barack Obama when for the last 10 years he's been called a MAGA fascist, enemy of democracy, white supremacist, Hitler, Nazi. And they've had no King's protests, and 99% of the press coverage of everything good of his. It's all been negative. And he's more popular than those two, and Barack Obama got 100% positive press coverage.
Holding his own amongst a very key voting bloc. The President of the United States and the White House should like this number, especially compared to Obama, who Trump, of course, always likes to beat.
And this was George W. Bush after he started talking about reforming Social Security.
That's a bad idea.
Among seniors, it certainly is, the so-called third rail of politics.
Yeah, and by the way, senior citizens are way out in favor of Donald Trump. It's only going to get better because now they're not paying Social Security on their or not paying taxes on their Social Security, which never made any sense because you pay taxes for your dang Social Security your entire life, and then you got to pay tax. It's like being doubly screwed. It's like Ruben Gallego and Eric Swalwell in a hotel room. It's that way. I'm gonna give you a lot of those lines today on the Eric Swalwell and Ruben Gallego. Should I do it? No, I'm gonna wait. Jim Gossett's got a new song about Eric Swalwell coming up. I'm going to share that very shortly. Donald Trump yesterday was asked about apparently the Iranians are going to kill some more protesters, one of them being a woman. And Donald Trump was asked, well, what do you have to say about the Ayatollah killing some more protesters, including a woman?
Iran's going to execute 4 more protesters, reportedly, including the first woman protester. What do you tell Iran?
Well, tell that to the Pope.
Yeah, he said, tell that to the Pope.
What do you say? Tell that to the Pope.
You want to patch things up?
Tell it to the Pope. Yeah, the Pope said it's an unjust war. The Pope said, that basically equivocating the Iranians with us, and that's not the case because we're forced for good. So there you go. He just kind of given the Pope a little what for. There you go. Now, earlier this week, there's been a lot of controversy about Donald Trump putting out this photo, retweeting this photo of him wearing Christ-like garb. I looked at it as him trolling the Pope for saying a bunch of nonsense. By the way, last night I discovered that Pope Leo is a major anti-Trumper. He has had, before he was the Pope, had a lot of online comments, very anti-Trump, very open border, all of this stuff. So this is the reason why the Pope is saying this is because he has TDS. The reason why this Pope is saying this about Iran is because he has TDS, and so does the Roman Catholic Church, by the way. There's a soldier online, and I saw this retweeted this morning. I don't know her name, and she's also a Catholic, as am I. Not the best Catholic in the world over here. I did stop by the sanctuary this morning and had a few words with God, and it was wonderful, by the way. But I want you to listen to what she has to say about the photo that Donald Trump posted online that, of course, the left immediately went after him, even though most of them don't believe in Jesus Christ, saying that Donald Trump for sure was comparing himself to Christ.
The Catholic Church has been compromised for a long time. People get caught up in the rituals and the hierarchy, but we have to remember it is a man-made institution. It is not the body of Christ itself.
No.
You shared a picture of yourself continuing the work of Jesus Christ on this earth, healing.
She's talking to the president.
Leading and standing for the truth. And somehow people are calling that blasphemy. But here is the truth. This is not blasphemy. It seems like our religious leaders should be the first ones to recognize this, but they've lost the plot. Throughout the entire history of the faith, followers of Christ have been depicted performing miracles. They've been shown dressing like Christ and walking in his footsteps.
Did anybody ever see how Mother Teresa dressed?
There's a name for this. Imitatio Christi, the imitation of Christ. It is the literal epitome of mimicry being the best form of flattery. It's not an attempt to replace him. It's an attempt to honor him by doing what he did.
That is pretty amazing. Here's the second part of this incredible commentary.
There was a lot of nuance behind that image, but people couldn't or wouldn't recognize it. And I'm worried I know the reason why. We are seeing a dangerous shift toward rigid, literal thinking, even within our own conservative spaces. We're losing our creativity. We're losing our ability to think critically and see the deeper meaning in things. This is a sign of the damage that has been done by years of leftist ideology seeping into our culture.
Wow.
They want everything to be surface level so they can use it against you.
Wow.
Mr. President, You can't let this kind of small-minded thinking intimidate you. Not now. Not when the stakes are this high. Be bold. Be proud in your faith and continue to carry on the work of Jesus Christ for this country.
Boom. Now, listen, I know we have a lot of Jewish listeners and whatnot, but we're based on a Judeo-Christian ethic. We live those rules. We are not radical Islamists. We do not want Sharia law. And if you have faith, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And I stick by my prediction that faith and joy and patriotism are spreading around the world. And I know it because I can feel it. You can feel it too. I felt it this morning when I stopped by the sanctuary. I was drawn there again. It happened to me on Easter Sunday, and I was driving by, and I drove by, and I turned, and I went, no, there's no spaces, and it looks like it's locked, and all of this, and then I drove around the block, and then I just got drawn into the parking lot, and I parked, and I went into the sanctuary. There's something happening in the world, and it's for the very, 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 very good. On the way, an astronaut named Wiseman talks about, and he's not even a Christian, not even a religious man, about what happened to him in space. One of the soundbites of the week, and then we'll get into the Swalwell stuff. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. You know my signature phrase, don't catch the stupid. When it comes to Medicare, that's easier said than done. Medicare is overly complex with thousands of plans, hidden gotchas in the fine print, and rules nobody really explains to you. Many people just pick something and hope for the best. That's why you need to know about Chapter. They're the only advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. When your call with Chapter is done, you know your doctors are covered. Your prescriptions are matched, and you go from, I hope I did this right, to, I know I did. That, my friends, is peace of mind. A call with Chapter is free for my audience, and there's no pressure to sign up. Call Chapter today. Here's the number, 27 Medicare. That's 27 MEDICARE. 27 Medicare for Chapter. No pressure. What's your excuse? Call 27 Medicare and don't catch the stupid yourself. Call 27 Medicare today.
She's caught in a trap, and now she's out. Trump was right to fire you, Pam Bondi. We've not seen one arrest. It seems what you do best is protecting crooks such as John Brennan. Couldn't go on forever with suspicious lies, and nobody was buying your phony alibis. Epstein's client list you said did not exist, contradicting everything you told us. You really changed your tune. Only a buffoon would not suspect that something's fishy. No one has been indicted. You didn't even try. So hit the road, Pam Bondi. Time to say goodbye.
Deported.
Deported. Deported.
One thing I would like to see updated is the word homeless to the word unhoused.
How about new?
Yeah, kind of tired of this changing the language for political correctness. It's kind of going by the wayside. Thank goodness. Still people trying to do it, and this is why I'm here. I'm here to make fun of them. I mentioned, this Artemis mission is pretty amazing, and I don't remember landing on the moon, right? Because I was 3. So the Apollo missions didn't mean as much to me as it did boomers or the Greatest Generation, because Greatest Generation, you guys flew it. For goodness sake, you guys built the craft and flew the craft, and then you baby boomers were teenagers when you saw that, maybe in your early 20s, and so for Gen X, for millennials, and for Gen Z, Artemis was kind of our Apollo, more so certainly with millennials and Gen Z. and I had mentioned how amazing it is, and how I believe that one of the main reasons we are seeing the universe, like we're seeing images of the universe we've never seen before, and 99% of that is because of the United States of America, because of Hubble telescope, because of the Venus, the missions, Voyager missions past the planets, seeing things for the very first time. We've seen so many things in our lifetime for the very first time. We've seen, in my lifetime, you've seen pictures of the Earth from the moon. That's pretty amazing. And this week we saw pictures of the far side of the moon, which we never even imagined. You saw it. You were here. You were here. Jesus Christ didn't see this. No one in history has seen this until now. We live in serendipitous times. And the United States is the reason why we've been to the moon, and the United States is the reason why we went to the far side of the moon. And we never said it was about us. We never said it was about the party. We never said it was about the dear leader. We said this is one small step for man. This is one giant leap for mankind. That was for all humanity. And this time, the American crew talked about God. Talked about Jesus Christ. And one of the astronauts is Ron Wiseman. His name's Ron Wiseman. Yeah. And he is not a religious man. But I want you to hear what he had to say in this press yesterday. I'm not meaning to proselytize and all that, but there's a reason why we're here. I have no doubt that our universe was intelligently designed. I have no doubt that there is a God, and I will debate any atheist about the existence of God any day of the week. But I want you to listen to what he had to say. It's pretty remarkable.
I'm not on the ship. I'm not really a religious person, but there was just no other avenue for me to explain anything or to experience anything. So I asked for the chaplain on the Navy ship to just come visit us for a minute. And when that man walked in, I'd never met him before in my life, but I saw the cross on his collar, and I broke down in tears. It's very hard to fully grasp what we just went through. And in these short, you just said it's been a week since we've been back, but it's been a week of medical testing, physical testing, doctors, science objectives. We have not had that decompression. We have not had that reflection time. So I'm basing this on what we saw. And when the sun eclipsed behind the moon, I think all 4 of us, I turned to Victor and I said, I don't think humanity has evolved to the point of being able to comprehend what we were looking at right now, because it was otherworldly and it was amazing.
The only thing I would add is that beautiful thing. First of all, thank you for sharing that. That was a really special moment. I was in the bed right across when the chaplain came in, and the only thing I would add is I am a religious person, but everything else is the same. There is something in there, and as we start to process, I'll have to tell you next week. But haven't had a chance to really unpack it all yet.
Isn't it amazing that the country that did this, that not only gave us electricity, gave us television, gave us phones, gave us smartphones, gave us so much, gave us space travel, is a country that was based on your rights coming from God and not from man. You have to know that is, there's a reason for it. And this is why I'm eternally optimistic. This is why I'm a joyful warrior, as Rush used to say. Because the left is trying to drag us into hell with them when we're not going. We're not. And look at the body count that's happening. My gosh. Eric Swalwell in a heap of trouble. Eric Swalwell's on a heap of trouble. Jim Gossett, and I hate to do this to you because this song is going to be in your head the rest of the day. All right? It's going to be in your head the rest of the day. It's a Swalwell after the Rob Carson Show.
Eric Swalwell's out, was forced to resign. He has disappeared, not a hopeful sign.
Eric!
Do you think he will flee? Flee the country? Where is Swalwell hiding out? 50 women accused Eric of abuse. That's why Democrats finally cut him loose. Not sure what it might mean that he hasn't been seen. Where is Swalwell hiding out?
Oh, yeah.
In LA, the DA would like to know if to jail Eric ought to go. He knows that he's toast, that's why he's been a ghost. Where is Swalwell hiding out? Democrats, it is known, were quite aware of Swalwell's crimes, but they did not care. They took his side and gave him a free ride. They helped Swalwell hide his past.
Apparently, Politico knew about a lot of this stuff in 2019. They covered up when he was running for president. So there is that. This is something. This is tempting fate. If you do this on Earth, you're going to spend eternity somewhere else. Here is Eric Swalwell accused by multiple women of drugging and raping them in 2013.
While we've made great strides in fighting domestic violence, we still have a long way to go. Over 1/3 of women have experienced rape, violence, or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Wow. As a former prosecutor who has worked with hundreds of women victims of domestic violence, I know that holding their batterer responsible is important to them, but almost more important is making sure that we have the victim services necessary after the batterer is held responsible, and that is more important for their pathway to healing. I was proud to support the Violence Against Women Act reauthorization, and back home in the East Bay, we're fortunate to have places for women to go for those victim services.
Yeah, after they are drugged and raped by politicians, allegedly. On the way, Ruben Gallego, senator. He is in serious hot water, and it looks like he and Eric Swalwell, well, you made press junkets into sex tourism visits without the family. I know, it's sick. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ethos. I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I want the best for my kids. Both of my kids got kind of kicked in the teeth from COVID protocols. My son missed 2 years of college, my daughter high school. A good deal of their lives will be spent making up for time away from classes and friends. When I'm gone, I want them to be able to live a great life and have kids. That's why I have life insurance. This is why you need to purchase life insurance from Ethos. Ethos helps provide financial security. Ethos protects your loved ones. In as little as 10 minutes, you can have life insurance. For me, it was almost instant. All you have to do is answer a few health questions online to get the ball rolling. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes. Go to ethos.com/Newsmax. That's the code, ethos.com/Newsmax. Application times and rates may vary. That's ethos.com/Newsmax. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed. It is a Rob Carson show coming up. Ruben Gallego, I don't think he's going to be long for the Senate. Let's put it that way. Some unbelievable allegations about Ruben Gallego and Eric Swalwell, among others. We'll get to that in a moment. Last night I did wake up in the middle of the night. I did. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't because I wasn't asleep, but I just kind of woke up with a start from a dream I was having. I had some very lucid, crazy dreams last night. I don't know. Maybe it was something I ate before. But so I wake up, and I'm laying there on my ghost bed, and all I could think of was, I looked over, I looked at my phone, and I went, oh, I get to sleep another 4 hours. And I turned over, and I just snuggled right back in. That's how good to sleep is. It is remarkable. And I don't think I've been this passionate about a product like this ever. I've years ago I had a mattress endorsement from this company, and they were very expensive, and they were just okay. And then I had one that I ordered when I moved here, because I got a bachelor pad, and I said, keep everything, honey. I don't want the memories. I'll get all new furniture. I don't care. So I order a mattress online, and it's a foam mattress. It's a piece of crap. So I've been sleeping on that thing for 5 months, and then I said, a ghost bed. I heard about this ghost bed. So I went online, I ordered the ghost bed, and I had it delivered. It comes in a box, and And I'm thinking, okay, well, it looks like another foam mattress. It's a little bigger box, you know. I took it down, laid it down on the frame, opened it up, cut the plastic, and it went boom. And it became a full queen-size mattress with a topper. I mean, 14, 16 inches thick. And I'm going to tell you, 3 or 4 different kinds of foam in this thing. The guy who created it it's made in America, by the way. And he had a neck injury. And forever he couldn't sleep. And he came up with this mattress. And I'm going to tell you, it has changed everything. It has changed everything. I used to consider sleep a punchline, and I don't anymore. And I'm sleeping so beautifully. I can't even begin to tell you what it means. So when you see the price, you're going to go, wow. But you can take another 10% off if you go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Okay, ghostbed.com/Carson. I just did a video. I put it up online about my ghost bed. I'm just telling you, if you're having trouble sleeping, this bed is a godsend. I'm not screwing around. It's changed everything for me because it's been. In case you didn't know, the last year or so been a little hard to sleep. I think you can understand. Divorce, moving by myself into an apartment, building a studio. You can understand. Ghostbed.com/Carson. DOJ launches an investigation into allegations of sexual assault against Eric Swalwell. At least 5 women have come forward. Allegedly, they were sexually assaulted. The 5th Swalwell accuser to come forward, Lana Drews, represented by attorney Lisa Bloom. Lana said that she was drugged and raped. And this has happened to a number of people. Apparently, Swalwell under investigation in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office after a former staffer came forward and said that he raped her in 2024. So apparently this was kind of how he was. It looks like the walls may be closing in on Senator Ruben Gallego. Gallego was asked about Eric Swalwell the other day, and he was like really nervous. Tony Kinnett had mentioned earlier how nervous he was. Listen to this. When he's talking about the, if he knew anything about affairs.
Senator, you've gone on trips, on vacations, officially, unofficially. You've gone out, presumably, with the congressman. You've never even witnessed him, I don't know, engaging in an affair?
No.
Never.
What about no?
How do you explain some of the photos that were online? I know you addressed one, but there is another one that shows both of you without shirts. I mean, how do you address some of those compromising photos?
We were on a beach.
Yeah, I think you were in the desert.
Yeah, it was a picture of them on the backs of camels. Is what they were with their shirts off. They were having a hell of a good time. They went to a bunch of countries that are kind of known for being sex tourism hotspots around the world. So obviously there's something really bad going on. And here is a little bit more. This from Kevin McCarthy. He was on last night talking to Jesse Waters about the trips that he and Eric would go on without the family.
Gomez and Gallegos. Gallego was his chairman of Swalwell's presidential campaign. They went everywhere together. And normally when you go on foreign trips, it's Republicans and Democrats, your spouse is with you. They went on a lot of trips, just the two of them, in a lot of places. Wow. I think people need to look at that. Same thing with Gomez. He becomes, Congressman Gomez, the chairman of his governor's race. Why did everybody leave so quick? Did they know more? Now, I had never heard about these alleged rapes or this drugging of women, but I had heard about Democrat staffers. Now, if I heard about that,
yes.
You know Speaker Pelosi had to hear
yes.
from her wing. I heard from Democrat congresswomen about how sleazy he was.
Yeah.
They knew it. Look.
Yeah. This is part of the death spiral of the Democrat Party because they all knew about this. They all knew about it. Give me a break. Nancy Pelosi knew about it. Dear God. But anyway, apparently Ruben Gallego facing sexual misconduct allegations as well as an investigation into alleged campaign finance violations as well hit. Okay. Remember, I just played a little while ago Eric Swalwell talking about how we need to protect rape victims, and now 5 women have come forward and said he raped. Listen to Ruben Gallego. Ruben Gallego is now accused of the same stuff, going on press congressional junkets with Eric Swalwell to places that are known for sexual tourism and going without the family. Listen to this.
Hey, Senator Ruben Gallego. I'm standing outside Speaker Johnson's office. I'm actually here to deliver the memoir of Virginia Giuffre.
Virginia Giuffre was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, and she wrote a book about it, and then she killed herself.
Sexually exploited, assaulted by Ghislaine Maxwell, by Epstein and all these powerful men for 3 years. To this date, there are still many, many women that are victims of Epstein and all these powerful men. And this guy, Speaker Johnson, and other Republicans have done everything to protect him. So I'm going to read a passage from her memoir. I hope for a world in which predators are punished, not protected. Victims are treated with compassion, not shamed, and powerful people face the same consequences as anyone else. I yearn, too, for a world in which perpetrators face more shame than their victims do, and where anyone who's been trafficked can confront their abusers when they are ready, no matter how much time has passed. We don't live in this world yet. I mean, seriously, where are those videotapes that...
Okay, that's sociopathic. Knowing, and Kerry Lake warned us about this a couple of years ago. I played the audio yesterday. Oh, he's a scumbag. He's known for being a scumbag. Ruben Gallego. And to stand outside of Mike Johnson's office and read the words of a woman who killed herself because she couldn't live with the fact that she was sexually abused and trafficked as a teenager. My God, man. I mean, ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Ain't no amount of Our Fathers and Hail Marys going to save your ass. Here is Anna Paulina Luna talking about Swalwell and Gallego. You better sit down for this.
We are talking about an Arizona senator that was very closely tied to Eric Swalwell, and I have since confirmed with Senator John Thune's chief of staff, as well as they're linking us to their ethics that they are investigating, and we are sending all appropriate information directly to them now.
Listen.
That would be Ruben Gallego, correct?
Correct.
When you say in that X post, it's very disturbing, for my audience's benefit, can you define what disturbing means to you?
Well, without, I guess, getting too graphic, there is a woman that allegedly is coming forward with attorneys, wants to go on record about an incident that occurred between the two of them at the same time, and the event was sexual in nature, allegedly.
Do you remember the video of Eric Swalwell making out with a prostitute on the bed and the guy with the beard sitting off on the right? Makes you kind of wonder. More with Anna Paulina Luna. There could be a whole lot of people in Congress being taken down by this, and it may involve trafficking and prostitution on Capitol Hill. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show.
FM in Harford County.
Guys, want to hear something funny? Gavin Newsom's PAC used $1.5 million to buy 67,000 copies of his book. Remember he was doing the book tour everywhere and he's talking. Nobody bought the damn book. Two-thirds of his book sales were by his PAC. This happens all the time in Washington, D.C. You get these members of Congress who write these books. Nobody reads them. A PAC buys all the copies and they give them to the homeless or throw them in the garbage. I mean, wow. I mean, who cares about this man's life, by the way? Who cares about this sleazy man? Yeah, two-thirds of his books. Total book sales, 97,400. Two-thirds of the book sales were to his PAC with their money. Nobody read the damn book. Wow. It just takes a special kind of scumbag to do that. We had mentioned earlier Anna Paulina Luna talking about Ruben Gallego and of course, Eric Swalwell going on press junkets, or I should say congressional junkets to places known for sex trafficking and whatnot. Singapore, I believe, Thailand, among other places. And Thailand is well known for. I didn't know this before. Remember the tsunami that hit Phuket? Which, if you look at the word, it looks like it says something else, Phuket. I didn't realize that's a destination for sex tourists to engage in underage sex is what it is. I'm not alleging this, of course, of the congressman. But here is Anna Paulina Luna talking about possible criminal activity. And by the way, the slush fund, the slush fund for Congress members who have harassed or attacked interns or whatever, they're going to release all the names. So there you go. Here is Anna Paulina Luna with the deets.
But does it sound to you that it's criminal in nature regarding Senator Gallego?
I think that if it involves people that were potentially trafficked, yes. Regarding the campaign finance violations, I think that's cut and dry. But right now, I'm not investigating this. I'm simply presenting this information to the authorities that have the positions and power to do what they will with it. Part of the problem that we have in Washington currently is that a lot of this behavior was circulating publicly. People had heard about it, but they didn't present it to the appropriate authorities. And frankly, right now we have a slush fund that 3/4 of Congress voted to protect. We had to subpoena those records in House oversight, and we should be obtaining them next week. But again, that information belongs to the American people.
I told you we needed a baptism by fire of this government if we're going to survive another 250 years. I also told you that the left exposes its flanks so we can kick their butts. Look what we're discovering. This is because Donald Trump was elected. This is because of all the things that we went through. All of this filth and corruption and awfulness is being exposed. Washington, D.C. is as swampy as ever, maybe even worse. No, actually, worse than we ever imagined. Worse than we ever imagined. And none of this is going to be easy. None of this baptism is going to be easy. But we're going to get there. It had to happen because you and I, we live by a different standard. We go to church. We earn a hard day. We do a hard day's work and make a living. Sometimes we have to work 2 or 3 jobs. Sometimes we have to retire at 70. Sometimes we don't retire at all. Sometimes we have to come out of retirement. We have to scrimp and save. We have to look for yellow stickers on stuff at Walmart so we can save money. Meanwhile, these people just open an NGO and get billions of dollars. They get made into millionaires on Capitol Hill. And now we know that there's sexual filth. There's unbelievable things happening in Washington, D.C. like we had imagined but never knew about. But it's being exposed. And the reason being it's exposed is because this is the moment. This is the moment. There's something going on that is ethereal. We cannot explain, but it's happening because it has to. Here is Anna Paulina Luna talking about the possibility that there is sex trafficking and certainly prostitution, not a big surprise on Capitol Hill.
I think any time that you are knowingly engaging in purchasing someone for sex, that is something that should be taken seriously. I've heard this now about a few members of Congress. One of them is under current investigation by House Ethics. I think that there's another one being opened up in the Senate. But yes, I would say that that's criminal in nature.
Sounds a whole lot like maybe, I don't know, Swalwell and Gallego.
Sure. Actually, right now in the United States, according to the Trafficking in Persons report that the State Department typically puts out, we're one of the worst countries in the world for that. And again, we don't know anything about these individuals. I mean, are they doing it on their own accord? Are they being forced? Are they being coerced? Again, though, most people don't have these types of allegations. Most people don't have these types of rumors floating around about their offices. And the problem that we're seeing right now is that there are a few people up here that are coming up here and they're not serving their constituents. And it should not be the expectation, nor should it be asked of us by either party to cover up for this type of behavior. And so I do applaud journalists that are asking questions on this, because I don't want to serve with these people. I don't think that they should be in positions of power. And I definitely don't like what I've seen in regards to how they've treated women specifically. It's actually really gross when you hear about it.
I mentioned, we're the only country until the time that said that our rights come from God and not from man. And maybe this is kind of God's way of saying, if you're going to base your government on this, you better clean house, because they are not living according to that. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Let's take a break and come back, shall we? This is the Rob Carson Show.
Veterans and active duty service members.
Hi, guys. Who we got here? We have got, BF05. No one has ever questioned how 3 minutes, 150,000 immigrant children disappeared under Biden. No, it's Satan, bro. It's Satan. It's evil. I told you. We are the reaction to the action of evil. And these people have to be exposed and punished. They do. All righty. Let's move on here. Hello, Mick Redchester. Haven't seen you there in a while, but it's nice to have you. Wild Bill West, what's going on over on the Rumbly Roo? Cotton Davies. Swalwell went on some lavish vacations, I know, and he didn't take the wife. Can you imagine how his wife feels? He's got 3 kids. He's got 3 kids. His marriage is over. His life is over. I hope it was worth it. I don't even know. I've made mistakes in my life, but I've never done anything like that. I've done some things that I regret, not criminal activity. Certainly would never partake in buying sex from someone. I don't know, man. It takes can you imagine? Paying for a prostitute, that's one thing. What in the hell? What in the hell? Who pays for a prostitute? And who traffics them? And who is attracted to underage people? Baptism by fire, people. Let's move on. Here we go.
.com.
We got so much to get to before the end of the show. Abigail Scamberger is her ratings are plummeting, even with Democrats in the state of Virginia, because she lied about who she was to become the governor of Virginia. And I'll tell you what, and I'm so grateful that there are people who are saying you cannot just lie to become the candidate to become the governor and then become somebody completely different, because even the Democrat Party, even Democrats who voted for her don't like how nuts that she's gone, like with the 80 new taxes. I don't think even Democrats want 80 new taxes. 80 new taxes. They're supposed to make Virginia more affordable. It is crazy what they've done. Absolutely crazy what they've done. So we've got that coming up on the radio program. Have you signed up real quick? I want to do this because the end of the month is coming up. But Birch Gold is doing a Learn and Earn event. If you are, trying to figure out where you're going to put your money, maybe you got Social Security and you got a little extra because you don't have to pay taxes on it. Maybe you're wanting to retire eventually and your IRA or 401k are just laying there doing nothing. Birch Gold wants to educate you before, or if you're a Democrat, edumacate you about buying precious metals, before you go ahead and do it. Before you do it, how about learn? And so they're doing learn and earn. And not only will you learn, but you will earn. You can earn free silver on your next purchase, among other things. All you have to do, by the way, is text my name, Rob, to 989898. It's an online course, doesn't take any time, and you're going to learn a lot before you decide whether or not you want to invest in gold. So learn and earn. Text my name, Rob, to 989898. Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold's Learn and Earn event. John Solomon has got some big news about the first impeachment of Donald Trump. Two whistleblowers and the special counsel are in a whole lot of hot water. So we're going to get to that next hour. Also, the stuff with regard to Abigail Scamberger. I've got a new theme song for her, by the way. I think you're going to really enjoy it. You're really going to enjoy it. It's coming up. Did you know about this? QVC and Home Shopping Network have filed for bankruptcy. Have you ever bought anything off QVC or Home Shopping? Is anybody who does that? Maybe it's not a man thing. I don't know. A lot of times, I guess women go on there and they watch it. I'm not saying every woman does. I'm just saying. But I'm thinking a couple of things did this. Amazon, right? And sitting there watching a television show to hear someone talk about a product. Ad nauseum forever until you finally order it, maybe it's kind of lost its luster. I mean, think about it. You can go on Amazon and order anything. I ordered a Q card, or a reader for my phone so I could read credit cards. I got it in the afternoon, the same day. But anyway, QVC plans to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The company announced on Wednesday it attempts to restructure $5 billion in debt. And I kind of have a feeling that QVC and Home Shopping have become obsolete to some degree. I don't know. I actually thought about auditioning to be one of their salespeople, and I thought, my God, talk about selling your soul. When I was really desperate and I was selling cars, I thought about auditioning to be on QVC. I would have sold the hell out of stuff on QVC, but I also that would have been my soul as well. So I didn't want to do that. As I said, lots of stuff on Abigail Scamberger. Not popular with Democrats. Also, Christian Toto, Hollywood and Toto. Go to hollywoodandtoto.com for all the news that he puts up there. Let's take a break and come back. Last hour of the Rob Carson Show is right ahead. Do not go anywhere.
interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Welcome to the final hour of the show today. A lot of good news happening. Iran has basically agreed to everything that Donald Trump demanded. This hit Trump says Iran to suspend nuclear programs won't get funds from the United States. It sounds like they are pretty much giving us everything we want. Opening the Straits of Hormuz, it's open. There you go. It worked. It was a master class in diplomacy and military action, and in 3D chess. There you go. So that's the good news. Some of the good news. It looks like the Transportation Secretary, they've been doing this wildly successful program, recruiting air traffic controllers. And 6,000 people have apparently signed up to become air traffic controllers. Sean Duffy noted that 6,000 people have applied since the application window opened at midnight a couple days ago, and the portal closed upon reaching 8,000 applicants. And they're looking for smart people, gamers too, I guess. I guess it kind of makes sense, because you got to be. It takes a good deal of concentration, and you got to be technically savvy and all that. It's kind of good news, right? Isn't that kind of good news? There's just a lot of good news happening on. We know that oil is down into the 90s. We know that the S&P and the Dow are setting records. Excuse me. We know that inflation is basically zero. We know that the threat of Iran as a nuclear power, and also I might mention as a terrorism proxy around the entire world, is kind of ended. So, I think it's all good news. It's all good news. Democrats turn on Abigail Scamberger. I came up with a new nickname for her. I'm going to call her the Scam Burglar. The Scam Burglar. Now, for those of you Gen Xers, you know that McDonald's used to have this guy. It was kind of weird. He was called the Hamburglar. And the Hamburglar would steal hamburgers because McDonald's hamburgers are so good. Meanwhile, in 2020, people just broke out the windows of McDonald's and stole the hamburgers. So they were kind of like Hamburglars, but they also burned down the McDonald's afterwards. That's totally different. So there's this thing called the Hamburglar, right? And it was funny because I was going to whipping together this kind of intro for Abigail Scamberger as the Scam Burglar. And I found a kind of a compilation of a bunch of different Hamburglar commercials, and one of them, are you ready, talks about him stuffing a ballot box. I'm not kidding. These are actually vintage Hamburglar commercials for McDonald's. Listen.
Meanwhile, a Hamburglar is stuffing the ballot box.
Is stuffing the ballot box. The Scamburglar is stuffing the ballot box.
Meanwhile, a Hamburglar is stuffing the ballot box and his pockets. Then...
Remember this? Remember the hamburger? Hamburger.
That's the Hamburglar.
Robble robble. Then he went into robble robble. He just started doing robble robble. That's a little wink at the Gen Xers out there. By the way, I was in the Smithsonian, this Museum of American History the other day. You'd be amazed how many things, even you millennials, some of your stuff is in there, in the museum. I saw a McDLT box. A McDLT box in the Smithsonian. Nothing on the Scam Burglar. But anyway, I'm going to call her the Scam Burglar. That's Abigail Scamberger, the governor of Virginia. Virginia Democrats are turning on Governor Abigail Scamberger, the Scam Burglar, as her popularity is plummeting. Democrat representatives and political action committees are now beginning to distance themselves from the newly elected governor during a redistricting battle that could swing the purple state's House delegation. They've got this referendum where they're trying to eliminate Republican representation in the state. Now, this was in a state that was one of the founding states, the colonies that actually started the Revolutionary War because of taxation without representation. They still have a Gadsden flag license plate choice here. Is it a real good idea to do that to these people? No, it isn't. It's pretty stupid. Here is the previous governor of the state of Virginia. His name is Glenn Youngkin, talking about Abigail Scamberger, the Scam Burglar.
Yeah, it's the greatest example of bait and switch I've ever seen in my life, candidly. And that's why she is the least favorable governor in America right now in one accord.
Yeah.
A poll came out last week. She has the lowest popularity or the highest unpopular rating of any governor in Virginia in modern history.
Yeah.
And she quite possibly is.
I just love this. I love this. She wasn't able to snow anybody. I said that if you're going to be a political party and you run on a platform, you cannot get elected on that platform and spring something completely different on the people. That is a betrayal. And Virginians are really ticked.
The most unpopular governor in America right now because listen, when you're elected into public office, what the folks who elect you expect is that you're going to do what you said you were going to do. You're going to make promises and you're going to deliver. And she's done the exact opposite. She promised affordability and then she worked against affordability by raising electric bills. She promised safe communities and she turned around and made Virginia a sanctuary state. Yeah. But of course, the creme de la creme is that she said she had no interest in redistricting. And now she has driven forward literally the most blatant and brazenly dishonest redistricting effort ever. And now she signs Virginia up to participate in what is unconstitutional again, to run against the basic premise that we have where states have an electoral college and it's worked since the founding. And we just got to continue to stand.
Now, this referendum coming on Tuesday, the left has put $50 million into it to take away Republican representation. This is what the Civil War was, or the Revolutionary War was based on. You cannot have half of the population not represented in Washington, D.C., and also having to pay taxes and property taxes and all the other taxes, the sundry taxes of being a citizen in the state, and have no representation in Washington, D.C. That will not fly. You want to hear the really bad thing about it? You want to guess how much money, what percentage of money contributed to the redistricting of Virginia came from Virginians? 50%? Oh, no. Much less. 20%? No, much less. No. 3% of contributions attempting to gerrymander Virginia so Republicans do not have representation at all in the state of Virginia has come from Virginians. The Washington Examiner was given a mailer from a voter in Arlington, Virginia, and the postage was stamped Westchester, New York. They're taking away your right to vote. They're taking away your citizenship. All of this. It cannot stand. It absolutely cannot stand. Oh, and then there's this. On top of all the things to not like about this insane, soulless, crazy cat lady, her husband apparently is taking advantage of a little government largesse. Democrat governor announces a $1.27 billion expansion of her husband's company, L3 Harris Technologies, in which she approved $18 million in incentives that will be paid for with taxpayer dollars. $12.5 million and $500,000 in grants from the Commonwealth Opportunity Fund to help Orange County with the project. Gabrielle Schamberger is sending the money to help the company where Adam Schamberger, the governor's husband and Virginia's first gentleman, works as a lead software engineer. He held the role since July of 2019, continues in the position from the executive mansion. Critics say this is obvious conflict of interest. A sitting governor approving millions in state incentives for a major defense contractor that directly employs her husband raises serious questions about favoritism. So there you go. Watch her go down in flames. I just love this. There you go. By the way, yesterday on Capitol Hill there was a vote. It looks like the House just passed 224 to 204, passing a 3-year extension of temporary protected status for 350,000 Haitians living in the United States, including 10 Republicans. Maria Salazar, Nicole Maliotakis, shame on you. Mike Lawler, Mike Turner, Rich McCormick, Mike Carey, Kevin Kiley. You want to guess how many Haitian non-citizens are on welfare? You want to take a guess? 65%. 65% of Haitians who came here illegally across the southern border are on welfare. and you got to pay for it. And members of our party agreed with that. This is Bill Melugin when Donald Trump or when Joe Biden was the president, and we were invaded by Haitians, welcomed into the country by the open border of Joe Biden.
We got an exclusive boat ride out onto the Rio Grande today where we got to witness literally all day long a constant mass of migrants just streaming across the Rio Grande and entering the United States illegally. They just walk down from a neighborhood in Ciudad Acuña, Mexico. They walk across the dam in the Rio Grande. They end up on the shoreline of the United States. Some of them bathe in the water. They change their clothes.
Yeah, remember there were like 17,000 of them living under a bridge, and some Republicans and all Democrats voted to continue to pay them to live in the country, even though they didn't come here legally and they don't have jobs. Utterly ridiculous. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Get them out. Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here. Deported. 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 Get them out. Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Hey guys, it's Carson. If you are on Medicare or about to be, you could be overpaying right now and never know it. Here's why. Millions of seniors are in a plan that doesn't fit their needs. Because Medicare is complicated, many brokers just steer people into plans that pay them the most. That's absurd. That is so absurd, I decided to write a little slogan for it. Medicare sure ain't fair, and choosing a plan is a bear. Pick a plan with a broker if you dare, and you might end up with a scare. Okay, listen, it's a little rough. You need to know about Chapter. They're the only national advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. With Chapter, you'll see what a plan actually costs when you need it, not just the $0 some plans advertise. Your doctors are covered and your prescriptions are too. You'll have confidence you have the coverage you need. A call with Chapter is free, takes about 20 minutes. If you're turning 65 or are already on Medicare, call 27 Medicare. Again, that's 27 MEDICARE. Call 27 Medicare today. Boom, boom.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. How. Yeah, baby, we boomed the hell out of Iran, didn't we? Yeah, now the Straits of Hormuz are open. How about that? How about they're not going to have their nuclear program anymore? They've come to the table on all of it because the blockade of the ports just turned out to be the pièce de résistance after destroying their military-industrial complex. Let's just hope and pray that freedom is coming to the great people of Iran, the Persians, and all of the other ethnic groups that make up the country of Iran. These are historic times. We have been... because of so much negativity and so much caterwauling from the left, been unable to experience the joy that millions of Iranians have been celebrating in cities around the entire world. They've managed to try to take that joy away, but it's going to come back. It's going to come back, absolutely 100%. Yesterday on Capitol Hill, there was a hearing featuring angel families killed by illegal aliens. Joe Biden and whoever was pulling his strings opened the southern border, and for 4 years we screamed desperately, shut the border. And they lied to us about it being closed, and they lied to us about this and that. And somebody mentioned on Rumble a little while ago, lied about 350,000 children being trafficked, lost. Monstrous. Our government was monstrous. Those who did this, Alejandro Mayorkas, who's been remarkably quiet these days, needs to be put in front of a military tribunal, and then I believe in front of a wall. I know I shouldn't say that, but yeah. Ridiculous. This is in Congress yesterday, what Kathy Hochul did to the state of New York. Now I want you to think about this. If you, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think that a leader would, because someone is an illegal immigrant, release them from custody despite their criminal record, despite them being a danger to the community? I want you to listen to what Kathy Hochul has done, who she released on the streets of New York.
In New York, failure to honor ICE detainers resulted in the release of 6,947 criminal illegal aliens. Almost 7,000, with crimes ranging from 29 homicides, 2,500 assaults, 200 burglaries, 300 robberies, 400 dangerous drug offenses, 300 weapons offenses, and 200 sexual predatory offenses.
Wow. This is Angel Mom Laura Wilkerson calling out Jasmine Crockett and the congressman from the state of Maryland, Jamie Raskin.
The lies I want to talk about today are what I'm hearing from Ms. Crockett and Mr. Raskin about. I think you said there's potential terrorists roaming the streets. Those are due to sanctuary city policy.
Yeah.
You invited the criminal element, hey, come to our city and we're going to give you sanctuary. What are you giving them sanctuary from? The law? Who else gets sanctuary from the law?
Her son was murdered. He was a teenager.
Do I get it?
Can you imagine?
You feel sympathy for me? I'm never going to
Stephen Austin, he was born in 1992.
be the same. Can I go do what I want to do and get sanctuary from the law?
He died in 2010.
I can't even understand how you can say you're inviting the criminal element to come to your city, and what you're doing is putting them over the citizens that are the ones that are supposed to be voting for you, although we know illegals vote in the elections.
Now, the male embodiment of AOC, no, he's actually dumber than AOC. Hank Johnson is dumber than AOC. Remember, years ago, he said that he thought Guam was going to turn over. The island was going to tip because we had too many Marines on one side. He thought it was floating, Guam. I mean, he's criminally stupid. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this man makes everyone in the entire world a little dumber. His stupidity is so grand. The entire world loses a little bit of intelligence just because of his existence. If he wasn't around, cancer probably would have been cured already. I mean, he's just that dumb. So instead of, actually talking about what was going on there and the angel families that were there, he focused on the seating chart. He was upset about how people were seated in the hearing.
Even the fact that, Mr. Romanucci, you are seated number 3 instead of number 4. I mean, normally the 3 Republican witnesses would be seated together, not sandwiching the Democratic witness in between you, but you got sandwiched today for the dramatic effect of
Sitting in a room of parents whose children were murdered by illegals. That's what he came up with. Brandon Gill. You guys want to hear Brandon Gill come off the top rope with a folding chair? Here it is.
Before we get into that, I think it's worth saying that was one of the most disgusting testimonies I have ever heard. To have Hank come in here and lecture angel families about how they shouldn't be here, how we shouldn't be holding this hearing. What the hell is wrong with you guys? The reason they're here is because of open borders that you guys perpetrated for 4 years. And to come in here and to turn this into a MAGA Republican idiotic low IQ lecture is sickening.
Yes.
To whine about which seats they're in, it's disgusting.
There you go. Man, it's fantastic. Houston Mayor John Whitmire reversed course on a new ICE policy. The state of Texas threatened to withhold $110 million in funding if they passed new anti-ICE laws, and the city council did it anyway. So the state of Texas closed their account. And the mayor had a little come to Jesus moment. Listen to this.
There's a real concern about we lost it. Some say it's a threat. No, we lost our state funding to the tune of $110 million. Yesterday, about 3 o'clock, they closed our account. So we've got to address this serious matter. We had a reasonable immigration ICE policy that was working well, but 3 council members that are running for office decided to make this a higher profile issue.
Yeah, a bunch of liberals on the council.
The law requires us to look for warrants. If an ICE warrant came up, we had to check with ICE to see what their plans were. So we've got a sound policy. The funding, not only threat, but removal, would affect human traffic enforcement, our cadet classes, our FIFA safety. So we've got to correct that policy. And it does not matter what a council member's legal opinion is. There's only one one opinion that matters, and that's the governor's, because he controls. These are grants. These are not in appropriations, they're grant. He grants them, we agree to follow the law. It's frustrating from every venue for Houstonians. I've got to look out for Houston's health and welfare.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We need more of this. Just cutting off their money when they decide they want to be a sanctuary city, when they decide they want to not cooperate with ICE, cut them off. They do this in the state of Virginia. Cut it off. Take away the federal money. Take away Abigail Scamberger's federal funding. I think it'd be great. By the way, in Fairfax County, 75% of the murders this year committed by illegals. One of them just a few miles from where I live, a 41-year-old mother, killed just waiting for the bus. You cannot minimize the tragedy of the loss of a human life, particularly a mother, a daughter, being murdered by somebody who should have been out of the country and in jail, had been arrested 40 times. I think we're all done with it. Coming up from HollywoodandToto.com, the one and only Christian Toto. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the 2 things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat-wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. Or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ethos. I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I want the best for my kids. Both of my kids got kind of kicked in the teeth from COVID protocols. My son missed 2 years of college, my daughter high school. A good deal of their lives will be spent making up for time away from classes and friends. When I'm gone, I want them to be able to live a great life and have kids. That's why I have life insurance. This is why you need to purchase life insurance from Ethos. Ethos helps provide financial security. Ethos protects your loved ones. In as little as 10 minutes, you can have life insurance. For me, it was almost instant. All you have to do is answer a few health questions online to get the ball rolling. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes. Go to ethos.com/Newsmax. That's the code, ethos.com/Newsmax. Application times and rates may vary. That's ethos.com/Newsmax. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed.
Good hands with Eric Swalwell. And I hope you'll join me in supporting his campaign.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm 100% in.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in. I'm with Eric Swalwell.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, there were a whole lot of people who were in for Eric Swalwell, including Sean Penn. Sean Penn was in there. And a whole lot of people are super embarrassed now. Hollywood always marches in lockstep without thinking. Not a big surprise. Joining us to talk about this and other things is from HollywoodandToto.com. You should make it a favorite on your browser. You should watch his podcast on YouTube. Christian Toto, how are you doing this glorious Friday?
I am good. I have no regrets about anything well rated, so I feel like I have a leg up on the celebrity competition.
I tell you what, a few months ago, Jimmy Kimmel introduced Eric Swalwell, and it was only to announce his presidency or his announcement for governor. And I played some of that on my TV show, Rob Carson's What in the World, you can watch this weekend. And it was a slobbering love fest. He talked about he was anti-Trump, and then of course Jimmy did a really bad job of announcing, well, do you have anything you want to tell us? Like maybe you might run for office or something? And then of course this week Jimmy said nothing about it. Nothing about Eric Swalwell at all.
Truth to power, it's what he does best. Oh, wait, no, he's just a propagandist. I mean,
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, avoiding, listen, it's bad enough when they avoid the smaller stories that make Democrats look bad. This one's a big story, and it's really, people are getting hurt. I mean, allegedly, there are women who have suffered under this politician's cruelty. And that's what we're hearing. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And we should look into it. We should investigate it. And if you're a late-night comedian, maybe you tell a joke or two about it, because you have to target the powerful and hold them accountable. That's what your job is.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to want to do his job.
I was fantasizing this week because next weekend, Saturday night, is the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And, I live here in D.C. I was supposed to go, but the guy who I was supposed to sit at their table apparently got canceled. So I'll be outside looking in, I guess. But I was thinking about if I hosted that, what I would do. And if say, for instance, Stephen Colbert were in the audience, I talk about how he killed late night. Brother, I would have so much fun being a conservative host of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now, we do have 2 more of these after this one before Donald Trump leaves office. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, Mr. President, I'm here for you, because he does watch my show. But that's what I bring up. I've never before, and Hollywood has never had the impact that they think they do. Despite that, they have less than ever. Don't you agree?
Yeah, they don't realize it. And, I mean, their cachet is waning. Their rhetoric is getting worse and worse. It's more heated. It's less intelligible. And they don't really care. I mean, in a perfect world, you would think, well, they're activists and they're progressives and they want to help their own cause. I think they just want to feel good. I think they just want a virtue signal. I think they want to get stuff off their chest. They want to, beat their chest and feel proud of what they're saying. But at the end of the day, I don't think they even care that they're not moving the needle at all. I don't.
Yeah. I want you to hear this. This is Joe Rogan this week talking about Hollywood. Now, I don't know, when was the last time you were in Hollywood? I mean, I know you don't live there anymore, but when were the last time?
I used to go for junkets and occasionally work, but
me too.
Not in a while, thank goodness.
No, I used to go when I worked for ABC Radio, which was part of Disney, and it was actually a great company to work for, one of the best radio companies I ever worked for. And I would go out for these press junkets, and what I noticed about Hollywood was everything is smaller and stinkier, right? It really is. But it's gotten a lot more like Whiskey A Go-Go. Really? This is where 80s hairband metal was born? What the hell? That said, it is. And this is Joe Rogan this week talking to a guest about what's happened to the area.
They've destroyed the city so much. You look around and you think, oh, the American dream is broken. Capitalism is broken. But they're the ones that broke it. So if you're just like a young 20-year-old looking around, you're like, oh, my God, there's zombies everywhere. Rent's so much. All the restaurants are closing. This system doesn't work. But what they're not looking at is who's breaking the system that did work, the one that I grew up in that was so beautiful. Over 100 restaurants in L.A. have closed this year. Over 100. And these aren't chains. These are people that put their, life into this. These are chefs, and they can't make it in a place that was a go-to food spot.
Well, where I used to do comedy in Los Angeles on Sunset at the Comedy Store, if you drive down Sunset now, everything is for lease.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And they've done it to themselves.
It's amazing, and they'll keep voting the way they vote. That's the shocking thing. There's a new poll that Karen Bass had.
Oh,
her numbers are down
yes.
and bad, but there was 40% people who are undecided. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you're not decided yet? You haven't seen enough? You need more?
I don't know. It's sadism. I don't know what it is. It has to be sadism. I like, hit me again. Thank you, sir. Can I have another? I don't understand it. I guess it's beautiful out there, right? I mean, I got to tell you, I looked at the Hollywood Hills, and I don't think they're that beautiful. You're looking down on a city that is just a bunch of buildings in a flat area in a desert, and there aren't any real trees out there. You got palm trees out there and cactus. I don't think it's a particularly picturesque area, to be quite honest, unless you're on the ocean side.
Well, I think we're missing a bigger picture here, because this is happening also in Chicago and New York City. You get a mayor, and things are in bad shape, and they're getting worse and worse. And what do the voters do? We need someone even more to the left of that last guy or gal.
Yes,
and that's what they did. They did it in Chicago, New York City. I fear that there's going to be someone in L.A. who's even to the left of Bass, and that he or she was going to win. That's where the pattern is, and it's frightening.
Well, the Ro Khanna actually brought that up the other day. Ro Khanna said that California needs a more progressive governor. And he also said we need universal government health care and free education. So they think what Mondami's doing in New York is going to fly. It's not. It's not. By the way,
I think the New York is worst case scenario, though.
Oh my God! Now obviously this isn't about Hollywood. This is about what happened this week. Eric Swalwell, gone, done, probably going to go to jail, and all of this. And many are saying the reason why he was revealed was that the Democrat Party felt he was going to prevent a Democrat from being on the ticket for the 2 places running for governor. And he's been removed. Have you heard about some of the polling? Let me tell you how much it's changed things, because it really hasn't changed things much. Steve Hilton is still out in front. He actually gained 4 points. Did you know that? Chad Bianco's up 3 at 14. Tom Steyer is tied with Bianco at 14. Javier Becerra is 7, and Mrs. Potato Head, Katie Porter, is up to, she's at 10%. I don't think there's any way she's going to ever be the governor. She's too much of an unlikable person.
Yeah, the charisma deficit is pretty significant. Even if you don't read into all her interesting actions in the past, she just doesn't come across as likable. And listen, Gavin Newsom's a horrible politician, and I'll hold back on anything else about him as a human being, but he has some charm. He is handsome. There is some political skill there. She's got nothing. I don't know what she's got.
I don't either. On the way, more with Christian Toto. Bob Odenkirk has got a new action film out. Nobody 2, Not So Good. I watched Nobody again this week for the 12th time probably. So, it's just so dang. It's one of the best. It's one of the best action. When he beat the guys up on the bus, on one of the best action scenes in the history of action movies. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
it today from your app store.
Fasten your seatbelt, Deep State. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. It's the Rob Carson Show.
Well, hey everybody, it's me, Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones. Yabba dabba do it. Now, can we talk a little bit about Eric Swalwell? I know that guy. In the what kind of way? Like spoke to him on the phone a couple times, donated money to him, I believe, and then all this comes out. It's heartbreaking to me. You know, and I wrote him a little message, and I said, you know, Bill Clinton broke my heart, and now you did too. You know, the conclusion I've come to, men suck.
Oh, I think you probably been thinking that most of your life, actually. You know, she's still hanging her hat on a movie she did 33 years ago. The Flintstones. Oh, my God. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. I love it when, but the problem is it isn't men. It's leftist liberal men is what the problem is. And for her to blame all men, I mean, obviously doesn't really much care for men, to be quite honest. I'm just saying. It's kind of funny. Christian, I want a couple of things. You had mentioned in a text to me, Kimmel says his job is not to make us laugh anymore. What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, mission accomplished. Yeah, he did an interview with Michelle Obama on her Oddball
podcast. My God. How insufferable is that?
It's off the charts insufferable. If you want a specific answer. But they talked about, you know, what he's doing, and he basically said that he can't ignore the issues of the day and all the atrocities that are going on now. And it's just, you know, he can't always be funny in this line of work, and that's why. And even Johnny Carson, he said, if he was living in these times, he would speak out. And Johnny Carson literally directly addressed this kind of issue in an interview with 60 Minutes years ago.
Yes.
I said, yeah, this is not where I want to go. I'm an entertainer. It's not my lane. It would be egotistical of me to do so. Yeah. I'm here to make people laugh. He addressed the issue. He did it. And, of course, you know, Carson was on for 30 years. He went through Watergate and Vietnam and all sorts of really, you know, troubling times in America, and he didn't pull a Kimmel.
Well, the thing is, and I was in entertainment music radio for many years. You know this because I used to have as a guest on when I was on music radio. And you just don't go there. You've got to choose a lane. You have to choose a lane. As an entertainer, I combine them both, but people know they're going to get a conservative perspective, you know, but they're also going to be entertained. If you start from that, you're great. If you start from late night host and you skew one way or the other, you're going to commit career suicide. I've known this for years. You know who else, when I was asked about like the Vietnam War, you know, he was asked, and Elvis Presley said politely, "It's none of my business. I'm an entertainer." He says, "I'm an entertainer. Nobody cares what I think, and I don't feel like I need to put my opinion on, you know, and try to convince anybody." So I've known this for years, Christian, but late night just learned it and self-immolated at the same time.
Yeah, there's two things going on. One, you know, the fact is it's an ego trip for Kimmel. So important, so valuable, that if he doesn't speak truth to power, the country could suffer as a result. But also, look what he ignores. He ignores everything. Anything bad that happens on the left, he ignores. So he's not speaking truth to power. He's a propagandist.
Yeah, and he also speaks to a well-fluffed audience, which gives him a twisted idea of what people are thinking. And you got to know what the people are thinking outside of the studio audience. I sit in a box by myself, by the way, and I'm able to figure out what people are thinking. Bob Odenkirk's got a new movie. I just, again, watched Nobody again. If you haven't seen Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, one of the better action movies, just butt-kicking movies. He, of course, was in Better Call Saul, and he was great in this. You've got to know, it's called Normal. Tell me about this.
Yeah, he plays a sheriff in a small town in Minnesota, and everything seems quaint and nice, but something's a little bit off. Now, he's a temporary sheriff, so he just wants to basically bide his time until the elections come in and he's replaced. He doesn't want to rock the boat, but then he just keeps noticing things. And if you've seen the trailer, well, when he notices things, action breaks out, bullets fly, you know the rest.
Uh-huh.
On the good side, he's terrific in everything he does.
Oh, yes.
He really brings some good character work to the movie, which matters But the movie is like basically two halves of a very different situation.
Gotcha.
One is quirky, Fargo-esque comedy
Gotcha.
of manners, and the rest is just complete action mayhem. But the action mayhem is really aggressively dumb. And it kind of
really?
don't fit together.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that sucks because I don't know. I saw Nobody 2. It was so bad I couldn't finish it. It was just terrible. But they kind of ruined me for the very first one. So, maybe somebody would like the kind of the Tarantino versus Fargo kind of thing, Coen Brother thing. We will. I don't know. Christian, thanks for being on the show, man. Tell everybody about. It's HollywoodandToto.com, by the way. You got to make it a favor in your browser. Check it out. I check it out all the time. But also your podcast, Christian.
Yeah, I've got an interview this week with the great Roger Simon. He has a new book out called Emmett, and he's one of the very few artists addressing the rise of anti-Semitism in the culture, and a great book, so do check that out.
I appreciate you, Christian. Have a glorious weekend. Let's go ahead and take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. Been a rough day. Oh, rough day. Off air, not on air. I'm having a great time on air. Anyway, guys, how are you? How are you? Have you seen Nobody? Have you seen it with Bob? It's just so good. It's got Christopher Lloyd as an octogenarian, but he still kicks ass. He's Bob Odenkirk's dad in this, and Odenkirk. It's kind of like. You remember Schwarzenegger, the 1994 movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, drawing a blank on it. Kind of like that, living a double life, ex-agent, whatever, and is called to duty. And it's such a damn good movie. It's just a good movie. I've seen it many, many, many times. I've seen this. I've seen, there's some of my go-tos. Guys kind of like these. And I think women do too. These action movies, Tom Cruise, these kind of movies where, average guy becomes butt kicker, kicks the, we like to watch guys get their butts kicked. We like to watch bad guys get their butts kicked. And so there's a lot of that going on with this movie. Hello, who's watching over on Facebook? Who's watching on Facebook? Let's see, John Lishman. John Lishman, what are you doing, my friend? Nice to have you there. Vicky Stevens, hello. Chris Schwalb. Hope you guys are going to have a nice weekend. Make sure to watch my TV show, Rob Carson's What in the World on Newsmax. It's a really good one. As always, it's a good one. But I think my writing's getting even better. Thank you, Mariko C130 over on Twitter, and Love Victory. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I hope you're enjoying the show. I got to talk.
Got 4.5 here.
Okay.
Come on, Pete. Start moving. Got to get me there.
Hey, if you get a chance to watch Rob Carson's What in the World this weekend, it's called, it's Rob Carson's What in the World, and it is if you haven't seen it, I know many of you have because the show's been around for a very long time, but I've shown the show to people who've never seen it before, and they just do a spit take. They've never seen anything like it, because what I do is I write a script, and I choose all the video clips myself. I write a script around them that is smart, makes a point, and then I play the video clips, and I stop and start them whenever my brain decides to stop and start them, and I do an improvisational comment. And there are times that I do the show, I tape it, and I watch it back, and I don't remember that I said that. I'm like, wow, the hamster on cocaine between my ears was really funny this week. And Donald Trump loves the show. It was so nice to see the president last week retruth the show a couple of times, twice. The President of the United States retruthed the show. So I appreciate the President. It's nice to know that the President still watches the show. If you want to watch it, it is Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Set your DVR, by the way. You can set your DVR. Or you can also watch it Sunday night at 8:30. Sunday night, 8:30 is when You can watch it as well. Following the Michael Savage show, John Solomon reveals that James Comey's indictment and John Brennan's indictment could be coming this week. Also, with regard to the 2019, the impeachment of Donald Trump, there's going to be some hell to pay there, maybe a couple of indictments. John Solomon says that a whole lot of stuff is going to be declassified this next few weeks, and this is the retribution we've been hoping for.
We're going to get a level of transparency in a release and declassification of documents unparalleled in American history. The president's setting up something that I think will be unbelievable. There will be a speed of lightning, a speed of sound to release of documents, and those documents will help this prosecutorial team in Miami that's doing this hard work to not have to do secret proceedings and secret classified proceedings, because the documents will be unclassified. They're going to ungum the trail, and things are going to move quickly. I do think there will be some accountability. There'll never be enough for what we went through.
Yeah, and we've been waiting for a long dang time. Here he is talking about the grand conspiracy case, which is all of the indictments of him, Russia collusion, the whole deal.
The grand conspiracy case will be the ultimate thing. Can they make that? To get a grand conspiracy, Benny, you're going to have to do what prosecutors do when they take down a mob boss, right? Remember, they had to flip Sammy the Bull to get the Gambino family. They're going to have to take a capo in this intelligence.
Maybe it's going to be Comey.
Law enforcement machinery and flip them. And if
you're going to sing like a bird.
You get one big name person and you flip them. Maybe a deputy FBI director, a senior FBI official, a senior intelligence council official, and you say, hey, we'll make a deal with the devil because you're going to testify up and down. I think they make that conspiracy case in a powerful way, and this begins to change very quickly. So keep an eye. Those are the things I'm watching for as a reporter in the next few weeks.
Yeah, this is all part of the, the cleansing that has to happen. America got its first colonoscopy at 250 years, and look at all the crap we found. Excuse me. Removing these polyps, Jim Comey and John Brennan and all of that stuff. One other note here real quick before I depart for the day. I'm going to be at the Sussex County Radio Electronics Expo in Georgetown, Delaware this weekend. Tomorrow, broadcasting live from 10 in the morning until noon. It is the latest in amateur radio technology. And, of course, they got an amateur radio personality on, so there you go. Oh, I get it now, Walt. Oh, I get it. Amateur radio. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I got you, Walt. There you go. Go to radioelectronicsexpo.com, radioelectronicsexpo.com, even if you're not into amateur radio, but love this show. Come out and see me, okay? God bless you. America has founded Donald Trump as he's doing a great job. Man, oh, man, and our military who just kicked butt in the Middle East. And until Monday, do not catch the stupid. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.